$96 billion companies, all founded by immigrants from one country. India now leads the entire world in producing founders behind America's most valuable startups. Nobody saw this coming. But here's the thing, 2025 was the year everything changed. Indian entrepreneurs didn't just build companies. They built empires. 6 of them even did it twice, creating multiple billion-dollar businesses. Can you believe that? While America debated immigration policy, Indian founders were quietly taking over Silicon Valley. 1 in 8 American unicorns now has an Indian-born founder. That's not a coincidence. That's a revolution. And the numbers tell a story that most people completely missed. This is how Indian founders built billion-dollar empires in 2025. And what changed everything? Let's start with the shocking truth. According to the National Foundation for American Policy, Indian-born entrepreneurs have founded 96 US unicorn companies as of April 2026. More than any other country in the world. Think about that for a second. $96 billion companies. From one nation. But here's where it gets interesting. Nearly 1 in 4 of these founders first arrived in America as international students. They came with nothing but a student visa and a dream. They studied at MIT, Stanford, Harvard. And then they stayed. They built. They won. The NFAP identified 233 former international students who went on to found US billion-dollar startups. And a massive chunk of them Indian. So how did they do it? What made 2025 the breakout year? Let's follow the money. In 2025, India saw 11 new startups join the Unicorn Club according to the Hurun 2025 report. But that's just the beginning. The year was marked by something unprecedented, a wave of IPOs. Indian startups that had been building in silence suddenly went public. Venture capital money from Indian sources flooded the ecosystem. Deep tech funding exploded. Space technology, defense tech, AI infrastructure. These weren't just software companies anymore. They were building the future. And investors noticed. But here's the part that changes everything. While everyone celebrated the unicorn boom, a dark truth lurked beneath the surface. Many of these so-called billion-dollar companies were actually zombies. They looked valuable on paper. Billion-dollar valuations. Fancy offices. Celebrity founders. But underneath, they were bleeding cash. Surviving on investor money. Not profits. Real revenue. Just endless funding rounds keeping them alive. This is the paradox of 2025. Nobody saw what happened next. Let's talk about the secret weapon. About 83% of unicorns are founded by co-founder teams, not solo founders. Indian entrepreneurs understood this better than anyone. They built networks. They partnered with the best minds. They created founding teams that combined technical brilliance with business savvy. Take the 6 Indian entrepreneurs who built multiple billion-dollar companies. Repeat founders. They didn't get lucky once. They mastered the game. They understood something fundamental. Building a unicorn isn't about one brilliant idea. It's about execution, distribution, timing, and knowing when to pivot. What they discovered next shocked the entire industry. The role of American universities was absolutely critical. Nearly 1 in 4 US unicorn founders arrived as international students. These universities weren't just educational institutions. They were networking hubs, idea incubators, places where ambitious kids from Mumbai and Bangalore met future co-founders from China, Israel, and America. They formed bonds, built projects together, and when graduation came, they didn't go home. They stayed and built empires. Stanford alone has produced dozens of Indian-founded unicorns. MIT, Carnegie Mellon, UC Berkeley, the list goes on. But here's the thing. These founders didn't just absorb American education and leave. They absorbed American ambition. The Silicon Valley mindset. The willingness to fail fast, pivot faster, and think impossibly big. They took the best of both worlds, Indian technical education and work ethic combined with American risk-taking and access to capital. And then everything changed. 2025 marked a fundamental shift in the Indian startup ecosystem. For years, Indian founders had to come to America to build billion-dollar companies. The capital wasn't in India. The exits weren't there. The ecosystem was immature. But 2025 flipped the script. Indian venture capital firms started writing massive checks. Deep tech startups raised hundreds of millions. Space technology companies got government backing and private investment. Defense tech became a priority sector. Suddenly, you could build a billion-dollar company without leaving Bangalore or Mumbai. This is the part that changes everything. The IPO wave of 2025 created something crucial: liquidity. Early employees and angel investors who had been locked into startups for years finally got exits. They took that money and became the next generation of angel investors. The flywheel started spinning. Success bred more success. Every IPO created 10 new angel investors. Every unicorn exit funded 20 new startups. The ecosystem reached critical mass. And the world started paying attention. So what does this mean for the future? Can you believe that Indian founders now control 96 US unicorns while simultaneously building a thriving domestic ecosystem? The implications are staggering. For America, it raises questions about immigration policy, talent retention, and competitiveness. For India, it's validation that the country can produce not just engineers, but world-class entrepreneurs. For the global economy, it signals a shift. The next wave of innovation won't just come from Silicon Valley. It'll come from Bangalore, from Mumbai, from Hyderabad. And those companies will compete on the world stage. But here's the final twist. The zombicorn problem isn't going away. As interest rates rose and investors got more cautious, many of these billion-dollar valuations started looking shaky. Companies that raised at sky-high valuations couldn't justify their numbers with revenue. Down rounds happened. Layoffs followed. Some unicorns lost their holes. The lesson: valuation isn't the same as value. A billion-dollar price tag means nothing if the business model doesn't work. Indian founders learned this the hard way in 2025. Some adapted, cut costs, and found paths to profitability. Others kept burning cash, hoping the next funding round would save them. Only time will tell which ones survive. But one thing is certain: Indian entrepreneurs have permanently changed the startup landscape. They've proven that talent is global, but opportunity has been local. They've shown that the right combination of education, ambition, and access to capital can create billion-dollar empires. And they've inspired the next generation of founders, not just in India, but around the world. 96 unicorns and counting. That's not the end of the story. That's just the beginning. If you want to know which Indian founder built the fastest unicorn in history and how they did it in just 18 months, watch our next video. And subscribe so you never miss a billion-dollar story.